Good evening and welcome back to the Daily O. I'm Brody Myers. Thanks for joining us this evening. We're glad you are with us. Meanwhile, OSU is joining the Innosphere Ventures University Partner Program, where the pair will be able to collaborate, support startup companies, and create economic impact right here in Oklahoma. Innosphere has a long-time partnership with Colorado Schools for the Research. In the partnership, Innosphere will work directly with the OSU Technology Development Center, where they will work to extend programs that OSU has already built, such as connecting innovators with business drivers and helping founders and CEOs achieve their business milestones. Senior Vice President for Technology and Economic Development at OSU, Zach Miles, said, quote, Innosphere will be a value-added extension of our OSU commercialization process and enhance our technology transfer capabilities, end quote. For more information on the partnership, you can head to innosphereventures.org/partners. With another COVID-19 vaccine being approved this week, the question remains, how long will it take to distribute these shots across the nation? We have more on the Johnson & Johnson vaccine right now.
We have a plan to roll it out as quickly as Johnson & Johnson can make it.
But the truth is, no matter how fast they go, it's never going to feel fast enough.
The number out of the gate, meaning right after an authorization, be closer to 10 million. Now we're hearing 4 million. How's the public to make sense of that?
We don't ultimately control the distribution and the volumes of the vaccines in final bottle form. We're playing that middle step.
Making a new vaccine by the millions was always going to be an impressive feat. Sean Kirk is the Executive Vice President of Manufacturing and Technical Operations at Emergent Biosolutions. And right now, he feels the weight of the world on his shoulders.
You can't sacrifice safety and quality for speed.
And it's his job to strike that balance.
What is the biggest hurdle then to scaling up?
The bottleneck is often time, and these things just don't happen overnight. It can be a multi-year time frame that we've undertaken, and fortunately we've been able to compress that down.
Emergent Biosolutions is one of Johnson & Johnson's manufacturing partners. At its sprawling 112,000 square foot facility in Baltimore, it plays the key role of actually producing the viral vectors for the vaccine. Basically, the part that makes it work.
What limits the capacity here?
We're dependent upon a variety of different critical suppliers who also are rallying to the cause. So the entirety of this industrial orchestration, if you will, is very significant and is very complex.
For starters, they have to grow the tissue cultures in these large reactors, so they're dealing with actual living organisms. They have to ensure they have all the proper nutrients they need to grow, and then go through the purification steps to remove any debris.
The manufacturing of biologic vaccine processes like these typically takes several weeks, upwards of a month. What's important to note is that we are in a cadence, which means we don't wait for a single lot to move all the way through before we initiate another lot.
After all that, the newly manufactured vaccine is frozen and shipped more than 600 miles to another company, Catalent. That's in Bloomington, Indiana. What happens there? Fill and finish. And then every single vial is visually inspected. Hundreds per minute will pass through this process. It's fast, a breakneck speed, Kirk says. But again, in the middle of a pandemic, nothing is fast enough.
We expect to reach the maximum of that commercial cadence, but we'll always look for opportunities to further refine in partnership with our customers to tease out as many doses as possible.
When they say 1 billion doses potentially by the end of 2021, that number sounds reasonable to you based on what you know?
Suffice it to say, we've got a little bit farther to go to get there, but that's all according to the plan and contracts that we have with Johnson & Johnson.
Every dose, every vial can still make a difference for the billions of people around the world waiting for their shot at protection. Dr. Sanjay Gupta, CNN, reporting.
As more information becomes available, be sure to keep your eyes out for appointments that are coming up left and right. You want to get your shot ASAP. Also, make sure to tune into Sierra Williams, give COVID updates every Friday on our YouTube channel, Ocali Media Group. A couple of weeks ago, I had the opportunity to sit down with the people from Camp Ozark. If you're looking for a summer job this year, Camp Ozark may be the place.
Let me just ask you, what is the Ozark Camp? So Camp Ozark is a Christian sports and adventure camp for kids ages 7 to 17. We serve over 6,500 to about 7,000 campers a summer. Like I said, we're located in Mount Ida, Arkansas. It's a tiny little town west of Hot Springs. But we also hire over 750 plus college students from all across the country, a lot at OSU and like throughout the Big 12, SEC, which is really cool opportunity for students to really get to know a lot of people. We also offer a wide variety of positions from media. I mean, we have a huge media team and we're doing a lot of media interviewing right now, especially internship opportunities. But it's also just a basic Christian sports and adventure camp for kids, just a place for them to come have fun, especially in these times right now, where, I mean, being in the real world, you're kind of limited to a lot of stuff. And so we offer over 300 different types of activities. I mean, from like ropes course, waterfront stuff. I actually happen to be in charge of our lake program. So we have 14 wakeboard boats where we teach kids how to wakeboard, water ski. So pretty much we're looking for college students of a wide variety of skills. Like, I mean, whatever skill any student has, we want to talk to them. We want to get to know them so that they can help us invest in these kids and make their summer as much fun as possible.
Sure. And someone that's going to work there, what's an average day going to look like for them?
It's pretty busy. And so from morning until dark, we're on the go. That's just the way we do it. And so we know if we made these kids like sit there and do nothing, they'd be bored out of their minds. And so we want them to have the time of their life in a fun Christian environment. And so the way our schedule is, especially from a staff standpoint, you're going from coaching at the beginning to teaching early afternoon to like a free time where you'll be in charge of your responsibility, but also hanging out with your campers and stuff like that. And then in the evening, we have some huge special events with tons of fireworks shows and all that stuff. And then we also have some worship services in between here and there. But as a staff member, you're going to get pushed, I guess you should say. You're going to work hard. But I've been working there since 2016. I was also a camper there. And I can tell you, a lot of people don't really understand. They think like, oh, a summer camp, like what can that do for my future? What can that do for me? It gives you a work ethic, but it's also an amazing place to network yourself. We have the opportunity to work with some amazing people, especially professionals in the real world, from NCAA head football coaches to professional athletes who are now retired, to some pretty big deal CEOs, and some pretty famous people. And you're going to take care of their kids, but you're also getting to know these professionals, and they want to get to know you as a staff member because they know our reputation. And we also have thousands of former staff and families all across the country and even in different parts of the world. I mean, sometimes we have kids from France and Japan that come to Camp Ozark, which is really, really cool.
Thanks, Sam, for that. And for more information on Camp Ozark, you can visit their website, campozark.com. We'll be right back. Josh Weisel has the weather report. Stick around.
All right, welcome back, y'all. I'm Joshua Weisel here in the Ocali Storm Studios, and there we go. The computer seems to be having a Monday issue. We're going to be taking a quick look at the forecast for not only this evening, but a quick look at the 10-day forecast. And also I have an introduction to spring as we're going to start talking about severe weather safety coming up the next couple of weeks. But starting off, here's a look at this evening and tonight across the area. 55 for a high for the next couple of hours or so. And then we'll start to dip into the 40s as we head later on into the evening. And then we'll be around 34 for your morning commute to classes early tomorrow morning. And then we'll be back in the 40s by mid-morning once again. Moving on, here's a look at tomorrow afternoon across the area, a high of 58. This is somewhat close to our normal high for this time of the year. But we're looking at general highs around 58 across the region, mostly sunny skies, a lot like today, so it's going to be a pleasant and beautiful day across the area. And then once again on Wednesday, we're looking at the same thing except much warmer temperatures with a high of 67 across the area, and once again those sunny skies across the region. Moving on, here's a look at the allergy index. So if you're like me and you're struggling with some allergy issues past couple of days, we still have an issue with tree pollen at a moderate and some ozone issues near low to moderate as well, but it is generally tree pollen that is the primary pollutant in the area. So if you have any allergy issues, this is a quick look at our allergy index as well. All right, so welcome to spring. Today is March 1st. This is the start of spring, and we're taking a quick look at some weather statistics for this time of year. 80% of the annual tornado count in Oklahoma occurs between March and June. And this is typically the most activity is around May of the spring months. So we're starting to enter spring storm season. So we're going to start talking about spring storm safety and stuff like that coming up in the next couple of weeks through March as we head deeper into storm season. There is no place in the United States that has more significant tornadoes than Oklahoma. That is via the National Weather Service. And also we're going to be asking, do you know what to do during severe weather safety? Or no, during severe weather? Does your friends and family know? We'll be covering that coming up in the next couple of weeks. All right, so here's a look at my 10-day forecast. We have a few shower and storm chances Thursday and Friday. It's too early to know if there'll be any strong to severe activity with that, but generally we're looking at thunderstorms Thursday and Friday. Monday through Wednesday, so today through Thursday, we're going to see mostly sunny conditions until about Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening, when we'll start to see those showers and storms move into the area. And I'll step out of the way real quick. We're looking at generally more spring-like weather as we head into next week. Take a look at that. 60s and 70s with sunny skies across the area. So it looks like we're really done with winter as we head into the next couple of weeks. There could be a few cool downs, but it looks like we're going to see generally a warming trend in the temperatures, and we'll start to see some spring-like thunderstorms off and on, but mostly sunny skies for at least the next 10-day period. Stay tuned for sports coming up right after this.
Oh, there you go. Superstar.
The end of the practice is when we do all of our, intensity drills.
Okay.
She was going at it.
Stop. If we get them to Detroit by, let's say Monday the 15th. Time's right there. There we go. Yeah. Just, you can't.
Don't want to talk about it.
When you see the water tower, you're going to make a right.
If we win this, is the one way to get to the playoffs. I know.
Welcome back to the Daily O. I hope everyone is doing well. I'm Gabby Sprang, and I'm ready to get you caught up on all things sports. Here is a brand new month, and the Oklahoma State men's and women's basketball teams are coming down to the stretch of the end of their season, with the women finishing up regular season play this past Wednesday with a loss in Waco to Baylor. The Cowgirls will play in the Big 12 tournament in Kansas City on March 11th, hoping for better luck come tournament time. As for the men, they have 3 games left, including a game this Thursday against number 3 ranked Baylor. The Cowboys are coming off of a big win in the first installment of Bedlam this past Saturday. Our own Jace Andrews breaks down the big night from Norman.
The Oklahoma State Cowboys continue to persevere in overtime games as they take down the Oklahoma Sooners. This past Saturday was a huge day for Oklahoma State as they defeated the Sooners in Norman for the first time since 2017. Though they have not had recent success in Norman, they came into this game with all the confidence.
Just the way that, we carried ourselves, we knew how much this game meant, like I said, for us and for school. So, we came in with the chip on our shoulder, wanted to win for our team and for our school, and we did that.
That chip on their shoulder showed the entire game as OSU had 4 players in double figures. The team was led by Cade Cunningham, though, as he had a great introduction to Bedlam basketball. He came out with a double-double and put up a career-high 40 points in the 94-90 win. With this performance, Cade became just the second Cowboy ever to put up 40 points on the Sooners. When asked about his performance, he said all he wanted was the win.
I think getting the win was how I wanted to put my print on Bedlam. Having trust in my coaches and my teammates allowed me to get 40, but I think we all played to win, and that's what I'm most happy about.
The Cowboys have been playing very well over the past couple weeks, and Saturday they did it without one of their part and soul players, Isaac Likely, who was out due to injury. Though he was not able to play, Ice still made sure to help his team, even if that just meant being a coach.
I would say he's Coach B part 2. He's just always talking to everybody and telling us the right things, though. Like me, he was telling me I was over dribbling sometimes to get to my pull up because I don't use it that much. And that was big time.
With this overtime win, the Cowboys improved their record to 16-6 and an impressive 4-0 in overtime games. With just 3 games left in the regular season, OSU looks to keep the hot hand as they have won 5 out of their last 6 games. This is nothing new for Coach Boynton's teams, though, as he seems to always succeed late in the season.
And it's just part of our plan. It's the thing we preach in recruiting, improvement, development, and our team playing best at the end of the year. And I think, we haven't always had great records, but we've almost always played better at the end of the season than maybe at the beginning, and that's part of the process for us.
These Cowboys played their hearts out this past Saturday in Bedlam, and they are looking for the same result when round 2 of Bedlam is played tonight in GIA at 8 p.m. If you can't make it to the game, be sure to tune in to ESPN to support our Cowboys. For the Daily O, I'm Jace Andrews.
Thanks, Jace. Make sure to tune in tonight after the show to catch Bedlam again, and should be another classic. Now, moving over to the Diamond. The baseball team has had a great start to life in 2021 and in the new O'Brate Stadium. The Cowboys are 6-0, coming off a series sweep over Illinois State. In Game 1, the Pokes had to wait till the very last inning to put another in the win column. Justin Campbell came on as a pinch hitter and hit a single into center field, plating the winning run. Games 2 and 3 were handled better by the Pokes, with back-to-back convincing wins. Those scores being 8-2 and then a shutout 6-0. The softball team has been in great form, starting the season 13-1 in the early jam-packed schedule, and recently set a new program record with 24 straight wins before splitting a series with Louisiana. As a member of the softball team, I'm very proud of what we have accomplished so far on the Diamond, but we have so much more to prove the rest of the season. The next game for the Cowgirls will be against Omaha in Stillwater this Friday, and the baseball team will be on the road in Springfield to take on Missouri State. Moving now to more national news. One of the biggest free agents in the NFL is now off the market. Former Texans defensive end J.J. Watt has struck a deal with the Arizona Cardinals. Sources are saying the deal is for 2 years, and about $31 million. Watt has recently released from the Texans after both parties agreed to part ways after the season. Watt now joins a Cardinals team that is on the rise, getting better every year. He will partner Chandler Jones on the defensive line. Both Jones and Watt are in the top 3 for the most sacks since 2012. Watt also rejoins his former Texans teammate, wide out DeAndre Hopkins. Hopkins reacted to Watt joining by tweeting, quote, "Life is good in Arizona," end quote. Major League Baseball's 2021 spring training is underway with games beginning yesterday. Spring training is the time for players to get reps before the long season. The event will be held throughout the month of March. Opening day will take place on April 1st, kicking off the league's return to the traditionally 162-game schedule. Now, in NBA news, the league is continuing its efforts to keep players healthy as they head into the All-Star break. The league has already announced the All-Star teams' rosters and are putting players together for the slam dunk and skills competitions. The dunk contest, which will be held during halftime of the All-Star game, will show off some young players. Rookies Obi Toppin from the Knicks and Cassius Stanley from the Pacers will compete, as well as Anthony Simons from the Trailblazers. The Atlanta Hawks announced today that they have dismissed head coach Lloyd Pierce. The Hawks currently hold a 14-20 record and sit 3 games off the 8th seed in the Eastern Conference. Thank you for tuning in to today's show. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at @thedailyo_TV. You can also watch our show on Amazon Fire Stick, Apple TV, Roku, or on Sudden Link Channel 112. For the Daily O, I'm Gabby Sprang. We'll see you back here on Wednesday. Have a good night.
Hi, I'm Will Joyce, the Mayor of Stillwater. As Mayor, it's my responsibility to help develop plans for a variety of resident needs, including roads, emergency services, and utilities. Some of those services are paid for with federal money that the government distributes to states and communities based on Census Bureau data. This is your tax money coming back to our community, but if you or your household aren't counted, we lose nearly $1,200 per person to places like Texas, Kansas, and Arkansas. So help bring that money back to local communities by filling out the 2020 census. This year, it's easy to do. You'll receive a postcard in March 2020 with a unique code for your address. Using that code, simply go online, call, or request a paper copy of the census and fill it out. I want to make sure that you and your whole household are counted in the 2020 census. It's important not just to Stillwater, but to all of Payne County.